Hey, Tracy here with BibleJournalingMinistries.com, and in this video I'm going to share with you all of my favorite supplies for mixed media. Now, you don't have to have all of the things, but I will just show you the ones that are my favorite things that I normally have close by whenever I'm doing my mixed media art. If you stay till the end, I'll share with you all of the colors we're going to be using in Faith Inspirations Mixed Media Challenge Season 1. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to share with you is I love an art journal. My favorite ultimate art journal is the Jane Davenport art journal. The one that is like this big. I think it's 9 by, what is it? It's about the size of paper. Maybe it's 9 by 12. 9 by 12 I think is the size of this thing. And it comes with a white canvas. I think she's got a couple other decorative ones, but this is my all-time favorite. I actually have like 3 of these where the paper is just so thick and so nice. It is my favorite of all the art journals that I have. You can see that I've done some mixed media in here, and it's just, the pages are just so nice. I have some that I'm working on. I just absolutely love it. It's my favorite one. So that is my favorite art journal. Usually you can pick this up at Michael's for 50% off, 40% off with a coupon. It's not too bad, but in terms of price. But the retail on that I think is around $30. If you don't have that, I also love doing art journals in repurposed books. So here's an example. This one is called Seasonal Home by Time Life. It's just one of those art books, one of those decorating books that you can get. I think I picked this up for maybe $1 at the Goodwill. You can find these, I mean, somebody probably has one that you can just get from them. And they work really well. Like, the pages are great. I do find that when you use these type of pages, you do need to do some kind of collage or gessoing on it before, as part of your project. So here's just a couple things that I've done in this one. Now, I also recommend, and will be for Faith Inspirations, using a homemade journal that you can buy and make for about 50 cents. So I will link up to a video I have on that for you if you're interested in learning how to make one of these type of journals. But they're pretty inexpensive. You can put them in your purse. You don't really worry much about them. And you can just do some work in them when you're on the go. So I recommend a journal of some sort to do your mixed media art in. Or if you have a canvas, that's great as well. Other things I think are nice to have: magazines. I love magazines. I especially love magazines with beautiful pictures of women's faces on them. I love to grab, like, something like this would be perfect for in a mixed media piece of art. And you could use the words in here. You can cut out words. So many different things. So I like to use my different types of magazines that I get. So I like to have those. I always have a stash of like junk paper and junk mail. Old books like this one here that's falling apart. This is an old Betty Crocker. Oh, I love this one. This one's my favorite one. I found this at a Goodwill clearance bin where you pay per pound. And this is like 1959. It was ready. It's actually falling apart. So when I use it, I actually have to really put a nice medium down because the pages just kind of disintegrate. So, but I love it. So I have it here that I use. But like, you know, leftover scrap paper that you might have around, any dyed pages. These are like tea dyed pages that I just have. A lot of different things I just kind of have around, old journals and things. I just have a box of all the things that is like junk mail. There's even junk mail in here that I use in my mixed media art. There's things like bags that you get with fruit. There are these Rolodex cards, all kinds of things, tulle, any string, you know, all the junk that's around my house. Old McCall's patterns. You could use anything that you have. So I just have a box of goodies, junk goodies, that I keep near me as well. I also love the gel press. So I have a 12 by 12 gel press, and I have the smaller, I don't know, I think this might be 8.5 by 11 maybe, of the gel press plate. I don't have the lid to that anymore. I use it so much it's even colored now. It's not even clear anymore. But I love the gel press. It makes a wonderful background. It's one of my favorite things to use for mixed media. And with my gel press, I use my stencils that I make with my Silhouette and Brother machine. So I have a bunch of stencils in here that I can just pick and use during my art journaling, and I just have them all here, all different kinds that I can just grab and go, and they're real fun to use. In terms of actually applying paint to the art journal, I love to use a Wonder Wet, like a makeup sponge, a brayer. I will use an assortment of little paint brushes, all different sizes. These I get in a pack from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and often I can use a coupon, 40% off or so, but they're pretty cheap. I don't have to worry about them getting damaged if I accidentally leave them in the water. But these actually last a long time. I rarely throw one out. I think I've thrown out maybe 3 or 4 paintbrushes in my entire painting. My entire painting life. Because after they get really ratty and old, I start to use them for applying glue and things like that. But little scrapers are wonderful too, and you get them in the pack. Household objects like forks are great to use for mixed media. Anything that you have around your house, maybe a used gift card you might have around for scraping paint, a straw for blowing paint, all kinds of fun things. In terms of stamps, I usually like to have a set of alpha stamps in the bigger sizes, and I use Ranger Archival ink when I apply those. You can also use paint as well. You don't have to use just this stuff, but I like to have some alphas in the stamps, and with their clear block, of course, and the ink. In terms of writing, I will often use a Posca pen. So I have Posca pens in all different sizes. The 3M is my favorite size. I do try to use the 1M for detailed work. I also have white Posca pens as well in the different sizes, 3M, 1M. I like the white gel pen by Uniball Signal. It's my favorite white gel pen, and I will often grab this, especially if my Posca pen's not doing what I want it to do. I like the Stabilo All. It's a black pencil that you can add water to it, and it creates a nice little watery effect to it. And I also love to use charcoal pencil, and those I have really a great time using those with my mixed media. In terms of glue and all the gluey things that you might use, I'm going to show you some examples of things that I like to use. Of course, you don't have to have this all. So these are just like the, I don't know, core mediums that I like to use. And it's not all glue, so I'll just share with you at first what I have. So I like to use white gesso. I actually purchased this, it says Goodwill, $1.99. I got it for half off, so it was like $1 at the Goodwill. So you can always find things if you know what to look for. And I love to go to the thrift stores and just kind of poke around. So it's neat to see stuff like this show up there, because then I can just pick it up. But you know, gesso's not too bad. And I think there's some YouTube videos for people that make it. I've never made it because I just buy it. But I use a white gesso a lot on my back as to kind of prep my page. When I decide to prep my page, I don't always prep my page, especially if I'm using collage, but I often will use gesso even to kind of fade things out in the background. Of course, you could also use a white paint, that's fine as well. But I do like a white gesso. Golden is great. Other ones are fine too. So I use a white gesso. And mostly that's kind of a page prep, or to fade things in the background. It really helps to kind of get things to adhere to it, especially if you're working in a glossy page. So for all of these pages like that I worked on here, I prepped them with gesso because the pages are way too glossy. So that's what I use the gesso for. To glue things down, that is also something that you might want to do. You can use glue. This one here is a Zig Memory Systems 2-way glue stick. I've had this one for years. I mean, it's probably 6 years old. It still works fine. You can use Elmer's glue to glue things down. Glue stick works great. I usually have these in front of me, so I'm showing you my favorites today. I will use a matte gel. This is a gel medium, either by, the one that I have from Dina Wakley, or this one I have from Liquitex Professional. Usually I use the matte gel when I'm trying to glue something down like burlap, or something that's really like a thicker, maybe a chipboard. Often grab it if I'm doing any kind of thick material like cardstock, trying to adhere that down. I usually will use this for things that are harder to glue down than, let's say, tissue paper or printer paper. So I use this to glue things down. That's what I use it for. Of course, if you read the back, there's a lot of things that you can use it for. It says you can use it to dilute paint without breaking down the pigment. You can use it as a flexible and heavy-duty adhesive, which is kind of what I use it for. It's good for collage and mixed media ephemera. It says it's an excellent medium to use with resist techniques, glazing, and can even be used as a sealant. So, I mean, you can use these for that. Whatever. You don't need to have all of these things. These are just what I have and just what I've grown to love using. And you don't need both of these, just pick one. So either the Liquitex or the Dina Wakley, or whatever one you have is fine. I love matte medium. This is, if I only could pick one, it would be matte medium. I love matte medium. It works really well for me. I glue almost everything down with it. I do all my collage with it. I have at least 2 bottles on hand. Because I even asked for it for Christmas one year because I just love it so much. This is what I primarily use to glue things down, like paper, tissue paper, any kind of magazine, collage and stuff like that. It's very liquidy, it's very thin, and it goes on really smooth. And then I also use it over the top of it as well. So it kind of seals things as well for me. And I really like it. It dries translucent. It's water resistant, and I really like it. So it says it's excellent glue for collage. It's great as a substrate for canvas. It says it's good for a canvas ground, which I don't use that for a ground. I use gesso because this has more particles in it. Gives it more of a substantial foundation, but this is kind of thin. But you could use it for that. So this is one of my most favorite things to use for gluing things down. But you can use Elmer's glue or whatever you have. Modeling paste is also called texture paste. I use it to create texture, or like you can see here in the angel's wings, all that texture, that's made with texture paste. So I love texture paste or modeling paste. Lastly, high gloss varnish. Whenever I want to create something that has a really shiny sheen to it, I use this varnish. And this is actually the first bottle I ever bought, and I got about this much left in it. So I do use it whenever I want a nice, pretty sheen to whatever I'm doing in mixed media. So these are the primary things that I use. In terms of paint, I prefer, when I'm doing a piece of art that I want to be like showing everybody, and maybe I might be interested in selling it, although I never really do sell my art, I will tend to use a golden acrylic paint, something a little bit more expensive than the paints I'm going to show you now. But the paints I'm going to show you now I'm going to be using for Faith Inspirations for multiple reasons. One, they're great paints. They're perfect for mixed media beginners, and unless you want to do mixed media art for like show, these are going to be perfect for you. Plus they're non-toxic and they're super cheap. They are a little bit thin, so you might be disappointed in the lack of pigment, but I find them to work really well, and I think they're going to work really great for Faith Inspiration Season 1. And plus, at Walmart, they're only 50 cents. So here are the paints that we're going to be using. In episode 1, we are going to use Tuscan Teal, Pumpkin Orange, and Territorial Beige in the Apple Barrel paints. You guys, these are only 50 cents at my Walmart, and so I am excited to use these with you. They're non-toxic. If you're doing mixed media with kids, it's great to, allow them to use something that is kid-friendly and great on the budget. In episode 2, we are going to be using Pink Eraser, Parakeet, and Blue Kazoo. In episode 3, we'll be using Limeade, Sky Blue, and Flamingo Coral. Flamingo Coral, not Coral, Coral. If you are in Faith Inspirations, one of your first emails has this whole list. So you could just print that out and take that with you to Walmart and pick up only the colors you need. In episode 4, we have fuchsia, pool blue, and yellow. In episode 5, we are going to be using Tuscan red, chocolate bar, and I believe territorial beige again. And in the last episode, that's episode 6, we're going to be using Laguna, blueberry frost, and I want to say probably pool blue. So we'll use that one again. So all in all, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different colors for 6 months of mixed media projects, guys. So $8. It's really cheap when it comes to acrylic paints and doing mixed media. So I hope that you guys really, if you are joining me with Faith Inspirations, I hope that you are really enjoying these colors. They're going to really be fun for a challenge, especially if you're not used to using some of these colors. I picked some of these colors out specifically because they were colors that I don't often use, and the challenge is to use these colors that we don't always like to go to use sometimes, and you'll find that you can create some beautiful mixed media art with colors that you just don't normally use. And so with Faith Inspirations, we are going to challenge you to use colors that you may not like to use sometimes. We're going to challenge you to do different things. So every month you're going to have a list of things to do in that art. So you'll do things like scraping paint, you'll do things like applying a stencil, you'll do things that maybe you're not comfortable doing, like maybe applying collage, or I don't know, finding something in your house to use, maybe find an object to use with your art. So it's really going to challenge you to grab things that you may not naturally do. And so I hope this kind of gets you out of your comfort zone. And if you're new to mixed media, it gives you a chance to explore things. And of course, everything we do at Bible Journaling relates to the Bible, so there are key verses every month. I hope that you will come join us. If you're already not a member, I will link up for you, and you can go ahead and check that out. I hope this was an excellent video for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Goodbye.